everyone, it's me, Buffy, and I just had to get on here and share this with you. Okay, so the highly anticipated FOMC's May meetings balloons busted. Fed Chair Powell shifted the needle on how high investors expect the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates to cool overheated prices. But wait, with this, did he open the door to an extraordinary 75 basis point hike in the future as many traders were betting? Well, we'll just have to find out. It's my favorite day, Friday, and I'm back with this month's weekly Market Insight series coming directly from the Capital Markets Trading Desk right here at Sunwest Mortgage Company. Thanks for joining me, guys. As we all know, the days when the Federal Reserve announces monetary policy are oftentimes of heightened anxiety for financial markets. This week, too, started with higher stress, but eventually all the drama fell down. To no one's surprise, the Federal Open Market Committee voted unanimously to increase the benchmark rate by a 0.5 percentage point and declared that it will begin allowing its holdings of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities to decline in June. On the face of it, equities had another volatile trading session this week, but only to end in negative territory. Bond yields fell first, but later rose swiftly and broke new records. So as usual, let's see what else is under the surface this week. With the continuously ongoing war in Ukraine, amplifying supply chain constraints and growing fears of lockdown as Omicron virus outbreaks continue to spread, energy and food costs have skyrocketed and precipitated the worst cost of living crises since the 1950s. Soggy conditions are also hampering U.S. sowing sessions this spring and clouded the outlook for harvests in the months ahead. U.S. companies added the fewest jobs in the pandemic recovery, underscoring the persistent challenges faced by small firms to increase the headcount in a tight labor market. Business payrolls increased by 247,000 in April after a revised 479,000 gain in March. On the other hand, U.S. employers saw record levels of job openings and workers quitting in March, another reason that will keep pushing wages higher at a rapid clip. The number of available positions increased to 11 million in the month from 11.3 million in February. The U.S. monthly international trade deficit increased in March 2022 from nearly $90 billion in February to around $110 billion in March as companies relied on foreign producers to meet solid domestic demand. The European Union plans to ban Russian crude oil over the next 6 months and refined fuels by the end of the year as part of a 6th round of sanctions to increase pressure on Vladimir Putin over his invasion of Ukraine. The EU is also proposing to cut off Sberbank, Credit Bank of Moscow, and the Russian Agricultural Bank from the international SWIFT payment system. Let's now dive into the housing market, shall we? The volume of mortgage applications submitted during the week ending April 29th ended a 7-week slide. The Mortgage Bankers Association application stats for this week showed that applications in the U.S. rose for the week ending April 29th. The index was up 2.5%, with purchases rising more than 4% and refinances up 0.2%. Total construction spending continues to roar ahead of its 2021 pace, led again in March by another double-digit increase, the residential component. Investment in all types of construction was at a seasonally adjusted rate of $1.731 trillion in March and 0.1% gain compared to February and up 11.7% year over year. On the other hand, the latest rise in jobless claims indicates some moderation in net hiring is in store ahead of the April jobs report due May 6th. Initial jobless claims for the week ending April 30th jumped to 200,000 from 181,000 prior. Count for about 90% of the U.S. housing market fell by 2.7% in March to the lowest level since June 2020, whereas new single-family home sales declined by 8.6% in March. Let me give you a quick recap, shall I? Okay, so after delivering its biggest rate hike in 2 decades this week, Fed Chair Jerome Powell appeared to have eased fears about a more aggressive pace of tightening in the upcoming months. Powell unveiled the rate increases of 50 basis points are on the table for the next couple of meetings, while adding that hikes of 75 basis points aren't something officials are actively considering. Whew! Evidently, guys, U.S. central bankers don't want to trigger a recession, and Powell has voiced confidence in the Fed's ability to pull off a soft landing that brings inflation toward its 2% target without stalling the economy. Well, that's all we have for this week, everybody. Get more market updates by joining me again next week and stay informed with the news that could make all the difference. As usual, our trading desk will keep you informed with our pricing incentives. Have a great weekend, everyone. Buffy's out of here.